everyone, and welcome back to my channel. In part 2 of my rose gold DIYs, I'll be doing some rose gold blingy books. Here's one book that I found at Dollar Tree. I actually have 2 more that I will introduce to you later. With that said, let's get started. First thing I want to do is remove the cover. Now if you're not able to find books at Dollar Tree, you can always find books at Goodwill or any thrift store. First thing I'm going to do is pour some Mod Podge into a small cup. You can use whatever container you have on hand. Now because this is going to be a home decor piece, it's only for visual. You won't be able to read it. So the first thing I'm going to do is glue everything together. So I'm going to take some glue and put it right inside the opening. First page. Okay, so once that's done, go ahead. This has like a little mark on the bottom. But go ahead and glue all these pages together. And as you can see, I'm being somewhat generous with the glue. You want to hold it closed. After you apply all the Mod Podge, you want to come back in and make sure that it's really smooth. You don't want to leave any lumps of glue because however you leave it, that's how it'll dry. Okay, you see how I have the trip here? You want to smooth any trips out. Next, you want to put something really heavy on top. I'm using these large containers of resin to hold my book down as it dries. Once this dries, I'll come back in and do one more coat of Mod Podge. Let that dry and then we'll move on to the next step. Now I'll let the second coat dry, come back and move on. Okay, I'm back, and as you can see, the Mod Podge has completely dried. So the next thing I want to do is paint my entire book with this rose gold paint. And I picked this up from Amazon.com, and I'll leave a link below if you're interested. Oh, also, whenever you're doing your project, be careful, make sure that you put something down so it doesn't stick to the surface. This one stuck a little bit, I just peeled it off. So I'm going to paint the pages. Make sure that I keep the paint really smooth. And then move on to the outside of the book. And I'm going to paint the back side as well. Alright, so now I'll let this dry. Once it dries, I'll come back in and probably have to do 2 to 3 coats. We'll see. Okay everyone, I'm done painting my book, and it took about 3 coats. Now had I taken our time to paint it white, then it wouldn't have taken so many coats, but yeah. So the whole entire book is painted rose gold. So the next thing I want to do is add glitter to the pages. Here I have some rose gold glitter. I have a sheet of paper. I'll use that to catch the glitter. I have some Mod Podge. And I have my paintbrush. Alright, this is going to be simple. Open my glitter. So I'm simply going to brush the Mod Podge onto the pages. I'm going to try and keep the Mod Podge as smooth as possible. Okay, now everything looks pretty smooth. Now I'll sprinkle the glitter onto the book. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Now I'll let the Mod Podge and the glitter completely dry. Then I'll come back and seal it in place with this hairspray from Dollar Tree. Now I'll use this Dollar Tree hairspray to seal the glitter. Now I'll set these back on top just in case the hairspray loosened up the Mod Podge. I'll let that completely dry, come back and move on to the next. Okay guys, I'm back. It's the very next day and the glitter is completely dry. I have 3 books in all. These I did a couple of weeks ago. This one I added some Mod Podge and glitter mixture on the cover. This one is just like that. So we're going to do 3 different designs. For this one, I'm going to go in with some mirror tile and some bling. I did a very similar design on a silver book, and I'll link that below if you're interested in seeing that DIY. Missing a few tiles here and there, and that happens sometimes. I don't get mad about it. I purchased this mirror tile from Amazon, and I'll link it below. So the thing I want to do is line it up with the book, and as you can see, it's a little bit too long. So therefore, I'm going to have to go shorter and add some bling. So I folded it and now I'll cut it. Alright, so it's going to go here. I'm going to put some bling around the edge. And not only does it take up the space, it also gives it a clean look. So here I have some bling. Okay, it's going to take 1 row. Next up I have some Dollar Tree FIXALL. And I'm just going to put some right around the edge. Okay, so now you just simply lay down the bling. Now your mirror tile should fit right inside. Now you want to flip it over to see exactly where you want to cut it. So I'm going to cut it here. For security, I'm going to add a little bit of FIXALL. And just like that, you're done with book number 1. Now if you want to put a little glitter on the back, you can, but you don't have to. But yeah, I'm going to let this completely dry, clean it up, and let you guys see what it looks like. Moving on to book number 2. This one has like a little dragonfly on the front. That doesn't matter. I'm going to use some rose gold chunky glitter, and I purchased this from Amazon, and I'll link it below. And I also have this glitter. It's a little chunkier than the fine glitter. I don't have the chunky silver glitter, but I'm going to mix these 2 together along with some Mod Podge and then brush it onto the book. I'm going to use this on the spine. Put some in the bowl. This is pretty much what I did with my lampshades from a few years ago. If you haven't seen that DIY, I'll link it below so you can check it out. But yeah, I'm going to mix this with some Mod Podge. And then mix it together. Now just like the lampshades, more than likely, I'm going to have to do a couple of coats. I think because of the way that looks, I think I'm going to add a little bit of the real fine glitter. Okay, that's what it looks like. I'm gonna let this completely dry. Definitely gonna come back in with a second coat. Let that dry. And then we'll see if we need to move on. Okay, this is what it looks like so far. And as I stated before, we would definitely need a second coat. So let's go on with the second coat. Okay, I'm done adding the second coat. I think that should be okay. If not, we'll go with one more coat. Now, because I have so much left over, I'm going to find an airtight container to keep this in so I can use it at a later date. Okay guys, I'm back, and as you can see, it's completely dry. This is after 2 coats, and it turned out even better than I had hoped. OMG, it's so pretty. So now I'm going to glue some of this bling. I think I'm going to start here and then go, and it's going to take 2 pieces. So now I'll take some more of my Dollar Tree FIXALL and put it on. Take a popsicle stick and smooth it out. Now, if you don't want to buy this, as you see, you really don't need it. You can just use the glitter. Now, I could add a little bit of hot glue to help hold this down, but I'm not. I'm just going to keep pressing it down until it dries. So now I'll just use this piece and cut it to fill in that open space. Now, had I not pulled this around to cover this part, both pieces would have fit perfectly on the back. So I'm just going to go ahead and fill in that little space, come back and let you see what it looks like. Alright, and here's what it looks like with the back on here in the front, and as you can see, it's sticking really well. To complete this and give it a more finished look, I'm going to use 2 rows of this rose gold bling right here where the 2 pieces meet. I think that really makes it look good, so yeah. Now all I need to do is let the glue dry on the bling and I'll be done. So right now we have 2 beautiful rose gold books. Let's go on to number 3. Okay, moving on to our 3rd and final book. Here I've already mixed some of the fine rose gold glitter with Mod Podge and brushed it on. I did the pages as well like I did the first book. I feel like it needs one more coat of the glitter and Mod Podge mixture. So I'm going to go ahead and mix that together and then brush. Here again I have my rose gold glitter. This is really fine, and I'll make sure to leave a link for it below. We have Mod Podge, and I'm just going to put a little bit in here. And then dump some glitter in. I want to make sure it's super glittery. Alright, now I have a popsicle stick. And I'm just mixing the 2 together. Now each time I use this paintbrush, I'll wash it afterwards. Now I'm just going to brush it on. Again, there was already 1 application of the Mod Podge and glitter mix. I'm going to let that dry, come back and finish this. Okay guys, I'm back, and this is what it looks like after 2 coats of the Mod Podge and glitter mixture. And I also put some on the back And while I was taking the break, I went ahead and put some mixture on the back of the other two books as well. The back wants to be glam, so why not? Alright, so the next step, I'm going to use some of the rose gold mesh bling. And I'm going to lay it on like this and cut it. I've already cut a couple of pieces. Now you can go this way if you want to. It's going to take more than 2 pieces. So the best thing to do is to go the long way. Then you only need to cut 2 pieces. Alright, so I have this piece and I have a wider piece that I've already cut and measured. So here's the thing. Whenever you're trying to put 2 pieces together like this, because it's a mesh, you see the string? You want to try and leave some of that string there. You don't want both pieces to be like this on the end. It'll be more noticeable that it's 2 pieces, so you want to try and minimize that as much as possible. So let's get started. Okay, this time around I'm going to use a whole lot more of the FIXALL glue. I have my windows open for fresh air. Now you're probably wondering, why won't I just go ahead and use hot glue to put this on here? I've said it a million times. Hot glue solidifies back to that cloudy look. It's not completely clear. So when you use glue like this, it dries clear. Therefore, it won't obstruct any of the bling in the background. We are trying to do some glam and blingy books. So you don't want that cloudy glue in the background, right? You want to try and get the whole entire cover. Alright, so I'm going with this piece first. Again, try and line this up to where it looks really even. And now you put some glue on the spine. Use this on the spine. And I do have a piece that's already cut. So I think I need to remove these to make it fit. And now I see where I need to cut. My battery died, so I apologize about that. Here's what it looks like on the spine. To get the glue to hold this down, I just kept pressing it down, and then I just pushed it up against here. Like that. Just push it up against another flat surface until the glue dries. This is our third and final look. And I think it turned out really pretty. Here's number 2. And here's number 1. I also went ahead and put a strip of bling right here just to cover that sharp edge. That's one of the reasons I like to always trim my mirror tiles with bling, is to cover those sharp edges. So now I'll clean this book up, put them all together on display, and let you see what they look like. And as promised, here's my beautiful rose gold mirror tile book, all cleaned up, shiny, and ready for display. And here's book number 2, where I used the glitter. And one last thing that I did to it off camera was to seal it with the hairspray. I really do love this glitter mix, and I'll definitely use it again in a future DIY. And finally, we have number 3, the simplest DIY of the 3. I really love the sparkly rose gold glitter in the background, and I love the look that the spine gives it as well. On this set of books, I added extra glitter on the pages just for us bling girls. Each book turned out beautiful, and they make a stunning set together. These books will look gorgeous with your silver and gold decor. Once again, I'm absolutely in love with these books. And if you like them too and you have a favorite, please comment below. I love to hear about it. And I also like to know if you're going to make them as well. These books look beautiful displayed with my rose gold coasters. If you haven't seen that DIY, I'll link it below. Okay everyone, this concludes my DIY. I hope that you enjoyed it, and if you did, please leave me a thumbs up. Don't forget to share, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Okay everyone, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching.